Hey everyone, if you're looking to upgrade your seat covers inside your 2023 Nissan Rogue, you might be interested in these seat cover solution semi-custom fit covers. These are very sleek looking, high quality, thick covers that still work with your seats, whether it's working with your heating and cooling or your side airbags. The installation is pretty straightforward and I will show you that later on in this video. Now my friend Curt did a really good job on the full review for these seat covers, so check that out if you want the details on how all of this works. But for me personally, my favorite things about the seat cover solutions, other than how it's honestly pretty easy to install, is the grooves that you can see throughout the seats. Now, I get pretty warm during the summertime hopping into a warm car, and the leather seats means the seats tend to stick to my skin. But with the different grooves here, we have a lot more cushion, we have a lot more airflow, and this is going to be more comfortable, not just for those warm summer months, but also for those long road trips. Hopping into the seat, you can definitely feel that there's more cushion, there's more support. This will still work with the different functions of your Nissan Rogue. I know different trims have different functions, but the main thing to notice is definitely going to be the side airbags. This is probably going to be the least sleek part of the seat cover. There's going to be a bit more bunching up of the fabric, but that is purposeful because you want to make sure that you have that space for your side airbags to deploy. So it's good to still have that safety feature. Now, specifically for the Nissan Rogue though, I would like to suggest that depending on your interior trim color, the black and gray, which is what I picked today, might be your best bet. I mention that because look at this gray stitching inside our Rogue. This is what came with the vehicle. And then look down here at this gray stitching on our seat cover. It is almost an exact match. Now that worked out nicely because of the color design of our Rogue, but it still looks really good. While these might be a little bit pricier compared to your universal seat covers, I think they're worth the investment. They look really good, they fit very nicely. There are seat covers out there that are even pricier and more difficult to install. So these are going to be a great investment or a great gift to someone that might have a Nissan Rogue. Again, this is available in different colors. You can get this in different configurations too. Some people only want the front, some people only want the rear, some people want both. You can find that right here at etrailer. Now I keep talking about that installation process, so if you're curious about how I got these on, let's go. Getting your seat covers installed is pretty straightforward, but there are some unique things to the Nissan Rogue that could make things a little bit easier if you know exactly what to do, which is what I'll guide you through. Now, installing the front seats is definitely the most difficult part, and you need to be familiar with the spots underneath your seat, how much it can move backward and forward, and as well as your ability to push in these wheels as well as these buckles. So if you're ready to get started, let's get going. It's easy to start if you remove the headrest. So bring your seat down, press the tab on the side of the headrest, and then you can lift up and away. Now, oftentimes the bottoms of these will be slightly lubricated, so don't touch that. If you do, make sure you keep a rag with you so don't spread that all over your seats. You're now able to slide the front cover onto your seats. Check the tag by the zipper because that will tell you if this is the passenger or the driver's side seat cover. So unzipping that means you have a little bit of extra wiggle room to wiggle this onto your seat. The bottom cover seems not as involved, but it does get a little tricky here. So when you put the bottom cover on, you're gonna have your buckles as well as your wheels. So I start pushing the buckles and the wheels inside that crease of the seat. So we'll keep pushing over there, but you don't have to get too dedicated just yet, because you also have to maneuver these side loops underneath the seat, because the front buckles will feed through the side loops and then pull tight underneath. So if you start getting a little intimidated by this process of using the cable ties to push through, I've found that on the Nissan Rogue, that front corner panel is actually open. So see how I'm just holding on to that cable tie and the end of the loop with my hand? That's how I'm able to bring this up and around. So do that for both sides. The one by the center console, that's probably going to be the trickiest one. Once you have the two buckles with the straps secured through the side loops, and you've pushed the wheels and the buckles as far down underneath that seat as you could, the next step is to get all of them. However, there is this flap on the Nissan Rogue that you're going to have to undo first. So follow me underneath the seat. This is best done when you push the seat as far forward and bring that back up. When you follow along by pulling the fabric of the back of the seat, you're eventually going to see two straps. So then these straps, and you might just be going by feels at this point, but these have a clip at the end. So pull out, and then that will unclip the clip. So this is a better view of what that's going to look like. You're going to have two on each seat. Now you can just lift up on that seat cover and that flap. I like to just tuck in the seat cover so it's out of the way, because you can now see there's our wheels and our buckles. So the wheels you're going to want to turn around so that they lay flat. This will be how they pull that tension forward. Make sure there's 4 wheels, and here's the other one. And then these buckles here, well, those are going to go connect to your front 2 buckles, pulling those side loops tight. Afterwards, go ahead and clip your seat back underneath, and then we're going to do just touch-up stuff like zipping up the seat cover. This will be where you'll really see that tension come in, and you may want to tuck pieces inside plastic paneling for a sleeker look. Don't forget about your headrest. This will go right back in. You do have little buckles here just to give you a little bit more clearance if needed. Nice. And then you also have a headrest cover, and this just slides on over that headrest top. Probably the easiest thing to do when installing these seat covers. And just buckle in all the buckles, push in all the buttons, and tuck in all the excess flaps. And then that's going to be it for how you install the front seat covers. The rear ones are even more straightforward than this. They have the exact same concept with the wheels as well as securing, but going to be even more simple. Hopefully this video was helpful for you for seeing how the seat covers look inside your Nissan Rogue, as well as the tips and tricks for installing them. If you aren't sure which one is the right fit for you, feel free to give us a call and we'll help you get sorted for getting the custom fit for your Nissan Rogue. But today, this was a look at the Seat Cover Solutions semi-custom fit seat covers inside the 2023 Nissan Rogue. My name is Evangeline. I hope you enjoyed this journey.